WX480X with a D-Star radio scanning net now in progress. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to be talking about my favorite app for the iPad that I use for the iPad 1 and the iPad 2, and it's called Action Scanner, and it's by Teeny Software. Now let me show you how you can find it. Once again, you can go to google.com in your search engine and type the words Action space Scanner space app, and it'll match as www.teenysoftware.net/scanner.html. And this, by far, of all the apps on the market for scanning, is my very favorite. And I've actually talked to the gentleman that's designed this app, and it's an amazing piece of equipment. The development is for the iPhone, the iPad, or the iPod Touch. And this is, in my opinion, the #1 referral I can make. If you have any of those devices, an iPad, an iTouch, or an iPhone, this is an amazing app, and we're going to talk about this and go into detail a little bit more about all the benefits that this app has over any other radio scanning app in the world. WX480X with a D-Star radio scanning net. Now, when we look at Action Scanner, I'll never forget when this first came out. I was so excited. I had just gotten my iPad 1, and I remember when I loaded this and I bought this. Again, another example of about a $3 app, and that's about what most apps cost, on average numbers, and all the great things it can do. So let me tell you a little bit about Action Scanner. Again, I'm under teenysoftware.net/scanner.html. Action Scanner lets you, as a user, scan through your choice of police, fire, and EMS and other feeds from around the country as well as around the world. Streaming audio scanner feeds can be exciting because when there's a lapse in the action, things get boring quickly. Now, unlike similar products, Action Scanner scans through up to 4 feeds at a time. That's the most important thing I'm going to share. Remember, unlike similar products, Action Scanner scans through up to 4 feeds at a time. The app will stop on a feed when there is a transmission present, sort of like, well, a real radio scanner. Now, you don't have to miss any of the action because it's next door and it's across the country. So the features are over 2,500 stations currently available, and the list is growing. Scan up to 4 stations at once over Wi-Fi or 3G. Now I use Wi-Fi through my wireless router at home, so I'm using a Wi-Fi-based iPad 1 and 2. A scan indicator shows which station is being scanned or played, and there are little red dots like a crystal scanner. It flashes 1, 2, 3, 4, and really I have this reminiscence that goes back to reminiscing about my original Bearcat scanner. So I love the red vertical-based flashing dots. It does remind me again of the crystal scanner, and you know how I love those. Now, you have an independent control of volume and squelch for each station, the last contact date and time tracked for each station. Your device will not go into a sleep mode while the app is running, and turn your screen off and keep scanning for better battery life. So these are just some of the really cool things that this designer had put into the specific app called Action Scanner by Teeny Software. And WX480X with a D-Star radio scanning net, we're doing a presentation talking about apps, how to turn your wireless device into a radio scanner. Now, in addition to that, Action Scanner works on any iPhone, iPod Touch running OS 3.0 or higher. A 3G or Wi-Fi connection is required. Note that 2G iPhones will only be able to run this app on Wi-Fi. Feeds are provided by individual content providers which are not affiliated with Teeny Software, though they are through RadioReference.com. And so overall, it's been a really awesome app to be able to use and experience. Now, in addition to that, when you look at the app and the way that it's laid out, not only can you listen to 4 individual feeds, one at a time, you can actually choose 4 banks. So, say for example, on the screen you'll see a bank for LAPD, NYPD, local, and then an optional bank. Now, the way I have my iPad set up is in Central Florida, I have 2 banks. station, LAPD, Los Angeles County Fire, Los Angeles County Sheriff, and then I have one for Pennsylvania where I was born and raised. I got Montgomery County Fire, EMS, Bucks, Lancaster County, and all the way out to Latrobe. So the bottom line is that you have 4 feeds you can listen to. The moment that it stops, it goes on to the next one, so it's always talking. And 4 banks. So realistically, at my fingertips, 4 times 4 is 16. I have the ability to listen up to 16 different feeds. Now I have my iPad 2. I can listen to 8 feeds at the same time, 4 on one, 4 on the other. The great thing about an app, especially like with an Apple product and others, once you buy the app and you pay for it, you have lifetime privileges to it. So I put that registration key on my iPad 2, and I only have to pay for the ad once. So for basically a $3 investment, I can actually share it on 2 devices. Please make sure, and this is so important, that since you're using data, the data portion of the cellular signal, make sure you have a data plan that can, handle multiple megs, like 5 or 10 megs. That way you don't have an overage in your data. With me, with my Sprint BlackBerry Curve, I have unlimited data. I can listen to that thing 24 hours a day on every cell tower wherever I go, and there's a lot of benefit in that, because remember, you don't want to have to pay overage charges on data, and that's important. So make sure that if you have a limited plan like 5 or 10 gig of data, please make sure that you follow the guidelines for that. But if you can have an unlimited data plan, all the better. And WX4ADX with the D-Star radio scanning net. To conclude tonight's presentation, the D-Star radio scanning net refers to following apps based on independent reviews and what I know works. If you have a Droid-based or a BlackBerry-based device, I highly recommend Scanner Radio by Gordon Edwards. If you have an Apple device wanting to listen to a single feed only, 5-0 radio scanner, and if you want to go all out, I recommend Action Scanner to listen to 4 feeds at once. If you have any questions about these apps and I can help you in any way regarding your radio scanning needs, please don't hesitate to email me at whiskeyx-ray4 alpha delta x-ray @gmail.com. That's WX4ADX@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to help. So I want to go ahead and take a couple minutes and see if there are anyone that has questions only that relate to specifically my radio presentation. Aside from that, we will take general check-ins after questions that relate to apps. So I want to see if anyone has any question regarding my presentation and apps. If so, please call now. 11 Eastern for the D-Star Net, normally sponsored by the Papa System and held by Larry N9QE and Cliff KJ6CDA. It's a great net, and they would love to have you here in support on nights when we're not here for the net. So I hope everyone has a great week. You have some time to get radio scanning into your schedule, and we'll see you back next week when we talk about amateur radio. Why should I get my license? It's going to be a great educational presentation, and I look forward to having you join us again. Have a safe week, and God bless. Here is WX4ADX returning this reflector to general amateur use. Have a great week. WX4ADX clear. Good night.